Why does the divine masculine show love differently than the divine feminine? Welcome back. I'm Breann, Master Certified Ascension Coach. And just to let you know, for a limited time only, if you've been on the fence about receiving coaching support, currently I'm offering free 20-minute consultations. So if you're interested in stepping in and seeing what that's like to have actual support on your twin flame journey, just comment below and I will get you set up, okay? On to the video. Why does the divine masculine show love differently than the divine feminine? And often this question can bring about ideas that one twin flame is more awake than the other. It can bring about a lot of questions or feelings related to separation. And you want to understand that although you and your twin flame are one, you are sharing a consciousness and you choose as one, meaning that when you choose union or your twin flame chooses union, so does the other counterpart. But in you being one consciousness, there can sometimes be some confusion in that, in thinking that you're automatically going to be, liking the exact same things or doing the exact same things or having the exact same experiences, but that's just not the case. You are one, but you're not carbon copies of one another, meaning that you're not exactly the same. You're still going to have your different likes, your different dislikes, your certain dreams and desires, but in that, your dreams and desires, your likes, your wants for your life is going to match up perfectly with your twin flame. And essentially at the core, you're really desiring the same thing. It might just manifest a little bit differently in the two of you. So with the divine masculine in my experience and with my twin flame, what I've often found is that the divine masculine is very focused on practical, very logical, very tangible things, the earth, the world, life, right? Like foundational components, very, very grounded in the lower chakras. And whereas the feminine, she seems to be very, in her feelings, like, not that the divine masculine isn't either, okay? It doesn't mean that one is doing one and one is the other way. It's an interchanging, right? And so with the feminine, she's often more like emotional or more invested in like the realms, the spiritual, the upper chakras, I guess you could say. But both twin flames are with all chakras. It doesn't mean that we're, the feminine is just with the upper chakras and the masculine's just with the lower. There's a balance in that, and both twin flames have their own specific balance. But this question often comes from the feminine is, why does the divine masculine show love differently? Well, that's why, because the divine masculine, he's not going to be doing exactly what the divine feminine is doing. And so oftentimes we can project, or, how we love another, we might expect to be loved back in that exact same way. And I've experienced this in my union, thinking that, well, this is how what feels good for me, in terms of like love language. And then sometimes feeling like, why doesn't my twin flame mirror that back to me? But when I let go of control and I surrender, I always find that my twin flame is loving me perfectly. And that's always in the way that I didn't know that I needed to be loved. And I was expecting to be loved in a certain way. But when I let go, I was actually, and I sit back and I'm like, I was actually loved perfectly. What I thought I wanted wasn't exactly what I needed. And it was actually even better than what I could have imagined or what I could have asked for. And this is something that I'm sure that you've experienced in your union, or you will experience as you, come closer together with your twin flame. It's all about letting go of expectations about how you think you should be loved, and vice versa. It's the same for the divine masculine. Letting go of expectations of how he feels he should be loved. Because the divine, the one that created us, knows us perfectly and knows exactly what it is that we need, when we need it, and how we need it. and how to touch your heart just right. And so your twin flame, they're going to love you perfectly. And they're loving you perfectly right now, even if you're not physically with them. Whatever is going on in your union, if there's space right now, you both are loving one another energetically perfectly right now. And what I mean by that is you're showing each other where it is that you need to love yourself. Because if you're experiencing that physical separation or that space, it's an indication that you're having space or separation within yourself. And that's an opportunity for growth, for you to look within and love yourself and what doesn't feel good about this space and about this distance or about the separation. And as you work your process here, that space, we can call it, it resolves completely, and you naturally come together physically with your twin flame. And you'll find that in your physical union, and as you deepen into that, your twin flame is still going to continue loving you perfectly. And I can give you an example. Okay, so yesterday morning, I was feeling a bit emotional. I had some feelings coming up, and my twin flame and I, we had just finished eating breakfast. And I looked at my twin flame and I was like, why don't you give me a hug? Because I was feeling like a hug would be nice in that moment, because I was feeling emotional. And my twin flame looked at me and said, well, why don't you love yourself there? Why don't you give yourself a hug? And I kind of I was like, well, yeah, you're right, pointing me back to within, because I was having some feelings within myself, but I was looking for that external validation or sense of security or whatever you want to call it. And when my twin flame communicated what it was that I actually needed, I sat with myself and I loved myself, and I actually had some inner child healing that I needed to move through, but I wasn't consciously aware of it yet until I sat with myself. So I gave myself that hug. I loved myself, and lo and behold, what happened as a result of that, I received, affection and love from my twin flame. And this is how you do this, right? I thought I needed a hug from my twin flame in that moment, my divine masculine, but my twin flame communicated, well, actually, you're having an upset here, and there's something within you that is needing to be addressed and given attention to. And that was loving me perfectly. And I was able to go within, resolve that, and come to a place of peace. And then it was a win-win, because I still got the hug. I still got the affection. And this doesn't happen, this isn't like all the time of how your union is going to operate. It's just when you're having an upset and you don't know there's an upset there, your twin flame is going to reflect that back to you, or they're going to communicate to you, hey, there's something that you want to look at. And if you're in a place of no communication, that is the communication. That means there are places within that you're wanting to look at and love yourself. All right. So in truth, your divine masculine or divine feminine is loving you perfectly with where you're at right now. And fast forward a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, as you go deeper into your union, they'll still be loving you perfectly in that moment. And this will continue until you've attained perfect union with Source, yourself, and your twin flame. And if you're finding that you're stuck on your journey, or you're finding that, having trouble moving forward, well, reach out, claim your support. In my experience as a student of Twin Flames Universe, I've been in harmonious union for 4 years now, married to my twin flame, and I could not have done it without the massive amounts of support that I've received in the Twin Flames Universe community and from my Ascension coach. And so if you are really serious about manifesting your harmonious union and you're ready to claim your support, like I said in the beginning, just reach out. And I got those free 20-minute consultations for a limited time only. Okay, they're getting scooped up fast, so you'll want to claim yours as soon as you can, and we'll get you moving forward and experiencing those miracles, blessings, and the romance that you truly desire to have in your union. All right, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.